Alrighty. Oh boy. Man, it's been a while. I'm not even rusty. I damn near forgot how to do this thing. And I'll keep it real, man. I was been nervous to start. I've just been sitting here for the last like 15 minutes delaying starting this episode. But we are back, baby. Welcome to Living for a Living, boy.
Living for a living, baby. How you doing?
I don't know what episode it is at this point. Shout out to everybody that's been keeping up with me, checking in on me, making sure the pod wouldn't die. I was on quite a hiatus. We're going to get into it. But I think I'm back. I think I needed that break. I thought I needed the break when I did the van life kind of thing, you know? But this whole the last season, just this last, 6 months or so, it's just been an interesting time for me mentally, personally, just thinking about what I want to do moving forward with my life and stuff like that. And just, the thing for me with this podcast is if I'm not feeling good and I'm not excited or I think what I have to say is mainly negative or bad, then it's like I don't want to record, because it's also tough when there's stuff that I'd like to get off my chest and I want to talk about, but then I feel like I can't because, it's like, there's some business you just can't put out there at this point, whether it be because of the team or relationships or friends or family, there's some stuff I just like don't exactly feel comfortable putting out. Which is a thing that I think I need to get back to kind of the old way of me doing it. Because if I reflect back to like 2 years ago, boy, I didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. And I've noticed that maybe I think Finland, everywhere you go affects you and changes you a little bit. And there's some good things that I took from my time in Finland, but I also think that it changed me a little bit. I really noticed when I came back home, but it changed me in certain ways that it's still myself. It's still a part of myself, but it's not the self that I am proud of or that I'd like to be, and what I mean by that is, bro, I had forgotten how to do small talk. My first couple weeks back in the States, I'm like nervous to talk to. I felt Finnish, bro. Like, because when you go through the grocery store checkout in Finland, like it's just you throw a "how are you" in there and you might fuck someone's whole day up. And so I'm going through the line and like people are asking me how I'm doing, and I'm like, good, making no eye contact and shit. Like that's one thing I'm like avoiding eye contact too. Going into the gym locker room and shit, like, or just in the gym, like guys will walk by you and make eye contact with you and give you the little, like the guy nod, if they know you, they give you the nod up. And if they don't know you, they give you the nod down. And my natural reaction when I meet eyes with somebody is to look away and like look down. And that is Finnish as fuck because I've never been like that. And so, yeah, dude, it took me a while. I had to like relearn how to small talk because I'm fucking small talk king, boy. I love delivering pizzas because it's essentially just you're getting paid to bring joy to someone's front door, and then you get to have a little 2-3 minute bullshit conversation while they sign the credit card slip and hopefully give you a tip. Like I love that shit. And so now I'm getting back into it. People been asking me what I'm doing. Shout out to, everybody. Like I said, everybody who's been checking in, responded to the Instagram stories, all that stuff. Henny, Clayton, Nicholas, I know. Who else? Umer. There's a few others I didn't answer or I'm forgetting right now, but I appreciate you, the true fans, the true listeners. Fan is a weird word. I don't want you to be my fan. I just want you to listen. You can be my friend. Yeah, we're all friends here, Although that's a problem too. I was telling my cousin about it the other day. Is like one weird thing about man, bear with me because I got 3 months. No, I got like fucking 4 months worth of thoughts and shit in my head that this is going to go all over the place. But it's been funny to be back and tell my cousins like, yeah, dude, like in Finland, like the TikTok blew up. My one cousin has no social media. He only has Snapchat. The only reason I keep Snapchat is to keep talking to him. But I'm telling him like, because he kind of questioning me like, is the podcast even doing anything? Do people even listen? And I was like, well, in Finland, they listen to the clips. And I explained that people come talk to me randomly out at the bars and stuff. And like the cool thing about the podcast game is that people listen to you. And even if they don't know you, because it's like, I just talk like I'm talking to you. We're just having a fucking conversation, chilling in the living room. And so because of that, people who don't know me feel like they know me, which is really cool. But then sometimes when those motherfuckers are drunk and see me out in public, they think we're best friends and tell me all their problems from their entire fucking life. And somehow then I become the therapist. And I'm like, listen, man, I appreciate the support, but I don't appreciate you talking to me and telling me that you got molested when you were young and that your best friends have killed people and stuff. Like, this is no joke. Someone in Kuopio, random dude, first time I ever met, told me those two things back to back. Ask my boy Colby if you don't believe me. He was standing right there. I couldn't believe it. That's also when I realized, like, maybe I don't need to be going to Nosu on Wednesdays, because this is the box of rocks I just don't want to be in. But where was I going? Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate you guys. It's been weird being back. What have I been doing since I've been back home last 2 months? Not shit. I've been hibernating. Like, I'm not super proud of it. I became a regular at the weed store real quick. That's where I've gotten all my practice for small talk in. I haven't really smoked weed in the last like 2 or 3 years. And let's just say, I'm a stoner at heart. And let's just say I made up for lost time over these last 2 months. But now I'm kind of back into like, all right, I'm fucking tired of smoking. I've probably been smoking so much I barely even get high anymore. So that's also a thing too. But yeah. I got back in the gym this week. I don't know, man. Been in a weird. It's weird being back. Like, man, I feel like I have been time traveling, or like traveling at the speed of light, because I've been gone for 3 years and I don't feel like I have aged that much or like I am that much different. I'm sure I am. I already said the few things that I've noticed changes in myself that I'm hopefully kind of evolving to a new way. But boy, other people around me that I know, 3 years has done a lot for them. Like, for instance, my dad is old as fuck now, boy. Like, stupid old. And my mom seems pretty much the same. But then, like, my cousin, he has 2 kids now. And now I guess I'm not technically the uncle, but they call me Uncle Joey. Being an uncle is the fucking best, bro. Being an uncle is, that's the gig. Because you get to be cool. You get to come and spend as much time with them as you want. And then when shit really hits the fan, you get to say, adios, mom and dad. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have fun with the crying. So, no, it's been cool. Little nephew, little Bo. That dude's a trip. It's been fun messing with him and getting to know him, and little Lucy too. So that's been fun. Other friends are married, moved in with their girls, all kinds of that stuff. The city's changed quite a bit. I was super fucking disappointed. The one thing I was looking forward to when I came home was to get Chipotle. I go to Chipotle like day one. A lot of things kind of disappointed me when I first got back, to be honest. Chipotle was the start. I went through dudes trying to skimp you on the rice, trying to skimp you on the beans. I wanted to get the new steak thing that they were advertising. The steak thing ended up costing $3 more than a normal steak. My bowl turned out to be fucking like $15. It's like, what are we doing, Chipotle? Like, the whole point of Chipotle is so that it's like around 10. I didn't get guac. I didn't get chips. I didn't get a drink. So I haven't been back to Chipotle since. And it was just a shit show in there. Everywhere's a shit show in the States right now. Everywhere's hiring. No one knows what the fuck they're doing at whatever job they are. I went to the AT&T store 3 different times to get my SIM card working because it like was locked. Every time I went, it isn't solved. I'm now just using my dad's phone. I got rid of my old AT&T number. I went in there 3 different times. No one in there could ever fix it. The last time in there, they just had me call customer service in front of them. I was like, motherfucker, like, what are we doing? The whole point of me I can call customer service at home. Having me call customer service, so literally we're just sitting there at AT&T, 4 tables of people, all with customer service on the line. The people that work at AT&T are just little facilitators. They're the operators of the customer service line. And the one dude literally told me, like, yeah, I just started here. I don't know anything. It's like, okay. Well, can we get the SIM working? But everywhere's now hiring. We're hiring. No one wants to work. No one knows what's going on. I thought about getting a job, but I don't know about that. I'm going to try and see how much I can make this money stretch. And now that I'm not smoking weed all day, every day, it should be a lot longer. But yeah, it's cool to be back, man. It's, again, it's different. Going back to living with the folks. And what's even weirder is like my dad moved to St. Louis after my senior year of high school football season. So that'd have been like Christmas of 2008, essentially. And he's primarily been in St. Louis since then. So that's 2008, 22, 14 years damn near. And as I've mentioned in the past, like he's had some kind of issues, kind of like maybe dementia. They don't really know exactly what the issue is right now. The doctors are pretty, here's a conspiracy for you coming from the doctor's mouth. The doctors are pretty adamant and say they're confused, but wouldn't be surprised if the booster was a reason for the quickness of these issues. They said maybe the issues were already kind of underlying, and then that brought it out because we have no real other explanation for it. And that's not the only person I've heard about that. I'm not going to try and get into vaccine COVID conspiracy shit, even though it's still going on. I mean, it's back here. There's still, I was seeing people wearing masks in Kuopio, but not as much. Back here, I don't know what it is. If you know, please let me know. Because I would say 95% of the people that you see wearing masks here are Asian people above 50. So it's like, what do you guys know that we don't know? Like, I don't see, it's like only like Asian parents or grandparents. I don't see their sons and daughters rocking them. So to all my Asian homies out there, if your mom or dad is rocking a mask or your grandpa is rocking a mask while driving alone in the car, would you ask them why? Could you tell me why? Like, I want to know if they know something I don't know. They're a little closer to the source. First episode back, canceled. No. Hey, getting canceled is the best thing you can do. Although I guess it helps to have like billions of dollars like Kanye. Yeah, but that's the thing, dude. I want to talk about a few things that have happened in the last 3 months. One of the, I got this long ass notepad of all ideas that have been going on the last 3 months that I just haven't recorded and talked about. Starting, one of them is like the Prime Minister of Finland getting in trouble for dancing and being drunk on Instagram stories, which was like this big fucking hoopla in Finland for a week or two. And around the world, kind of like even my brother found out, like knew about it. And just think, I just want you to think, if you were really upset about that one way or the other, or like that was a big deal to you, had you even remembered it until I just mentioned it right there? That was probably out of your mind. Because we're like fucking goldfish now, bro. People don't remember shit. And that's by design. With all this super like in your face like TikTok type content that's like just super fast paced, and you don't end up remembering anything. Same with the like Kanye. Like I said, I wanted to talk about that, but that was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Nobody fucking cares anymore. It is kind of funny to me. I mean, I personally don't think Kanye is as crazy as the media makes him out to be. He's definitely got some, I'm sure he's bipolar and that type of stuff. I wouldn't disagree with that. But it's kind of funny to me to like see, the Jewish people get really up in arms about their stereotype. And their stereotype is really dope. You think about what's the stereotype for black people is like, oh, thugs, and how are they always portrayed? And by stereotype, I mean like how are they portrayed in movies and media and stuff like that? And it's always like thugs and drug dealers and this or like that kind of thing. Hispanics are always in gangs and doing that kind of thing. Or Asians. I mean, I guess Asians got a good and bad kind of thing. Like they're known as super smart, good at math, but also like hella bad drivers. Indians, same kind of thing, good at computers, super smelly food. You don't want to live next door to them in an apartment complex. That's the stereotypes for those. The Jew stereotype, which everybody's all up in arms about. Stop saying that we are the most powerful race and that we are ruling and controlling the world. It's like, if you ask a brother, I think he would prefer, although I guess everyone's got a positive and a negative stereotype. Because black guys, they got the big dick stereotype, So, but I'm sure I would love to have the stereotype that's like, oh, you're in control of everything. Like, I guess the other Jew stereotype, though, is being stingy. But that's how you control everything, my guy. So, no, that was off the top of my head. I was, I'm not sure exactly what I think, so I'm not going to comment too much more on, like, the whole Kanye shit right now. I'm sure it's just a distraction. The Chappelle monologue was so funny when he said that Kyrie fucked up so bad, or Kanye fucked up so bad he got Kyrie in trouble. Because that was just another, like, then for Kyrie to get suspended or whatever the hell that he did for posting a link to a movie that has had some anti-Semitic statements in it. I don't know. We're reaching there. We're reaching. NBA does not care that the fact that their almighty supporter China, enslaves and concentration camps the Uyghurs. Nah, we don't care about that. We don't care about Hong Kong. We don't care about Taiwan. We don't care about any of those things. But NBA, we really care the fact that Kyrie posted a video, a link to a video that had a couple anti-Semitic things in it. Like, I don't know, man. Anytime people are just like so up in arms about something to me that doesn't seem like that huge of a deal, and maybe I'm not literate enough regarding the history and everything, because I was watching like the Lex Friedman podcast. He was talking to Kanye, and then I also watched the one he did with Ben Shapiro. And him and Ben Shapiro are like, I'm pretty sure they're both Jew. Or is Lex Jewish? I know Shapiro is. I think Lex might be too. Like, because Lex was feeling super, super strong about everything. And he normally doesn't take those kind of like stances in a way. I don't know. It just makes me kind of question things a little bit. Yeah, what else? What else we got? Yeah, there's all these random I'm gonna have to go in like reverse chronological order. It's literally this notepad is just full. Absolutely full. Um what else? Oh, the one thing I've noticed since being back in Issaquah that's super cool to me, and speaking of kind of staying on like the race topic and stuff, is like Issaquah is way more diverse now. And I guess what I mean is like I feel like there's way more black people in Issaquah, which like excites me. I've grown up. I told my mom when I was like 5 years old, I wished I was black. I've always felt a connection with the community. I've been the token white guy all my life. Was friends with the one black guy we had in high school. But it's just, I don't know. It's not, I went to a couple Issaquah high school football games and they got a couple black dudes on the team now. And that's fun. I like seeing that. You know, it's maybe that might be racist, I guess, but I enjoy seeing it. So, but yeah, it was like when when I was in middle school and high school here, it was literally Trent Howard, my boy, and that was it. And so if anyone ever said at high school was like, "Oh, the one black guy from Issaquah," that was Trent. That's who it was. I guess Ladarius played basketball, but it was that you knew there was a like three names you could go to, and oh, I can just remember in middle school, we got this new kid named Hassan, who was like, obviously by that name, he's like kind of Middle Eastern or something, you know, like Hassan is a more Middle Eastern type of name, but he was dark skinned, but I don't think he was like black. I don't think he was African American. I think he was more like Indian American or something like that. But we didn't know that difference in 7th grade. And so me and my boy Mo, we used to like draw up our basketball teams and like the other teams, and then we'd do like NBA Live ratings for everybody. And so, you know, like Mo's like an 80, I'm like an 81. You know, we got all these different ratings and stuff. And Hassan had moved there. We'd never seen him play basketball yet. Never seen anything. His rating, though, from the jump, 99. I can vividly remember us like, oh, we got a black guy on the team now. We're going to fucking kill it. He must be 99. The dude was so fucking bad at basketball. It was crazy. Like, the ultimate buzzkill. Like, he was so bad. And I just remember the first time he shot the ball, Mo and I looked at each other like, not a 99. Not a 99. So it's just, I don't know. I like seeing the diversity. It's cool. Issaquah's kind of changing. I've been going out in Issaquah. I know, Clayton, you asked about the Seattle nightlife. I don't really know too much about the Seattle nightlife, although I did go out for Halloween to Capitol Hill, and that was pretty fun. Halloween is probably my favorite night to actually go out in Seattle or in a place that's like super fucking cool, you know, where, any major city really, you know, where like people are really trying to be fucking cool. Because if you go out on a normal day in a city like that, you can just kind of feel judgment around. You know, what are you wearing? What'd you show up in? You know, like you can just kind of feel this judgment. But on Halloween, everyone's got to rock a costume. So everyone's fucking equal as long as you're wearing a costume. You know, it's like you get judged if you're, the only reason you get judged on Halloween is if you're not wearing a costume. So that was, I went as Post Malone, got the braid. I went as White Iverson Post Malone. So no pre-face tats. I went with the little beard, little braids, all black ensemble, couple chains. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about, dude, this fat black chick was hitting on me so fucking hard at the bar that, dude, I wasn't interested, but getting hit on by a fat black chick is like the ultimate for me. I I think I'd rather get hit on by a fat black chick than a girl I'm attracted to. Like it gives me more confidence, honestly. Like she turned around, she's like, "Hey baby." Like, what are you? I said, "I'm Post Malone." She said, "Oh shit, you are Post Malone." And then her friend was like, "Oh, yeah, he's a handsome ass white boy." I was like, "Oh stop, oh stop, oh stop." And we talked, and she's like, she hit me real smooth, real quick with the, "You came here with somebody," which is a good line. I'm gonna start using that one. And I did come there with somebody, and the girl was like right there. And I said, "Yeah, right there." And so that kind of, she respected the game, so she took a step back. And now I wish I would have said I didn't come with anyone, just to see like what would have transpired and what would have gone forward. But dude, I was talking about that chick hitting on me for weeks afterwards. Now it's been months. Oh no. When was Halloween? Yeah, about that time. Like I gotta believe that even the most racist motherfucker who gets complimented, like, how do I, like, it's hard for me to believe that even a racist guy wouldn't enjoy getting complimented by a black person. Dude, getting compliments from black dudes or black girls are the best. Like there's no, like if a white dude is like, "Hey, your fit's cool." One of my boys is like, "Oh, your fit's cool." I'm like, "Thanks, bro. I know." And like when my boy Ant would tell me, "Oh, that fit is sick," I'd be like, "Oh, for real?" Same shit. Like I guess girls don't hit on me very often when I go out, but just a fat white chick, get away from me, bitch. Fat black chick, what's up, baby girl? I'm feeling good. Fat white chick hits on you, I'm almost mad. I'm almost like, damn, like, no offense, but I'm out of your league, girl. Which actually happened, I think my last week in Kuopio. Here's a rule of thumb for all my European people out there is, if a girl hits on you and she says she plays American football and that's her opening line, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you don't want that smoke. Even if she's a DB, she probably isn't. If she's hitting on, probably. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. You don't want that. You do not want that at all. Yeah, that girl hitting on me, like, that boosted my confidence. Still, swag is still up. Confidence is still rocking right now because of my girl. I don't know what her name was. I forget. What else? Oh, yeah. Then I went out. Crazy fucking story time. I'm going to edit the names out, or I just won't. Yeah, I'll bleep the names out, I guess. But I'm out in Capitol Hill, which for those of you who don't know, in Seattle, Capitol Hill is like considered kind of the gay area or the gayer area. Seattle's pretty fucking gay. Which, no problems. Keep listening to the story. And so I saw one of my homies there that I knew from high school that's a gay dude. And, "Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing?" Dap it up, hug, blah, 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 blah. Talking about it. I probably haven't seen this dude in like 5 years. And it's not like we're best of friends or anything like that. More like friends of friends, but we've gotten along at parties and like bullshitted throughout the years. Super good. And he's a brother of one of my other friends. And he was like, "Yeah, bro." He's like, "Oh, I got to tell you this." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Yeah, so I started talking to on the apps." And I'm like, "The apps? Like the gay apps?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." Because to my knowledge, this guy who he was talking about was not gay at all. Quite the opposite from what I'd seen on social media so far, or recently. And he was like, yeah, we were talking, then we finally hung out. And he's like, I thought it was going to be this, like, I was super prideful because it's, this high school athlete that I went to high school with that was like everyone kind of knew. And, it's kind of the gay man's fantasy, what he said. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah. So we hung out. And he's like, he's kind of a big guy, so I'm thinking, like, he's going to fuck me. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I'm anticipating this story going. That's how I would envision this situation, you know what I mean? And he's like, but no, dude. I was like, he wanted me to fuck him. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. It's like, we both kept, like, trying to out-submissive the other one. And, like, oh, here. And I was like, oh, you mean to tell me y'all were reverse wrestling? You get pinned and be like, oh, no. You got me. No, get me. The guy pinning on top all of a sudden reverses it into him getting pinned. And so that was like, me and this dude were not the close enough that I feel that he would tell me that, to be straight up. But I know that he has probably been wanting to tell someone this for a long time that could actually understand both people involved in the story, and probably all his friends in Capitol Hill and stuff, like, can't understand because they didn't go to high school with us. So he saw his opportunity, and I mean, he got that story. He told me that story with us within 5 minutes of us talking. And I was like, all right, well, I guess some things have changed since I've been gone. And our conversation ended pretty shortly after he told me that. He just needed to get that off his chest. But no, I haven't really been going out too much. I guess maybe part of the reason I was smoking so much was maybe I was starting to get a little alcoholic towards my last few months in Finland. When you can walk to the bar, that's dangerous for me. You don't have to worry about driving. When the bar is in the middle of the city and your home, so you got to walk by it on the way home, and then you say, let's just go get one. And we all know how let's just go get one works. In Finland, you basically want to multiply however many you say you're going to get by 2. At least. Maybe multiply it by 2.5. Because if you say, let's go get one, or just one more, it's for sure 2 more. We all know that. If you say, let's go get a couple, probably looking at 3 or 4. And be careful if a Finnish person says, let's go get fucked up, because double that means that they are passing out in the chair in the bar. So that's a good way to tell. And so I hadn't been going out. I don't, the nightlife scene in Issaquah is slightly different than Kuopio, I will say, because Issaquah is just, the run of the mill suburb. There's no, there's high school or two. There's no colleges. It's just Seattle suburb at its finest. Whereas Kuopio has, the multiple schools and all that stuff. So it's a little bit more of a college town, and that then creates a little more livelihood for people that are drinking during the week and or weekend. And so the two bars that I've been going to in Issaquah so far are the Rolling Log and the H&H, which both bars 10 years ago were like the places you were known if you wanted to go get some meth or heroin or crack or coke. Like, those were the bars to go to. And still might be the case, don't get me wrong, but it has been cleaned up a lot. Both of them are pretty fun. I've had some fun nights at both of them. One night I ended up seeing a guy that I played baseball with when I was 13. Saw a kid that I played football with in like junior football, so like 12, 10. And then saw a guy that I played football against in high school. All three at the bar together, and me. Ended up at that same bar. I met a TikTok famous guy here in Washington, this dermatologist guy, and he's like actually TikTok famous. I was like, when he said, yeah, and I do TikTok, like I was kind of getting ready to like flex a little bit, like, oh yeah, well in Finland. And I was like, oh yeah, I was like, and maybe, I don't know if I asked him or I was like, well, let's exchange. Yeah, I didn't ask him because I wanted to have the like little thing when we compared because I figured I'd have more. I was humbled to say the least. I pull it out. I go, what's your thing? So I go to his, or maybe oh no, because I didn't have a phone working at the time. Which not having a phone working is kind of fun. Like being back in the 90s, like when you leave the house, like you're in real life. You're IRL to the max. No distractions. And so yeah, he pulled his phone out and I was like, well, let me see your profile. And he pulls it up, 650,000 followers. I'm like, oh, well, my 60,000 isn't that fucking cool anymore, huh? And he's like, yeah, I'm doing a brand deal with, I don't know what, or Emma Chamberlain. Is that someone famous? I don't know all the famous people like that. Even though I'm on TikTok, I'm not on it like that. I was like, oh, whoa, dope. And this dude told me he makes more money from TikTok, and he also has a YouTube with like 50,000 subscribers also. But he makes more money from TikTok and social media than he does as a Harvard graduate doctor. That's wild. That's the future, though. And that's a bad future. People are going to ask their kid. I'm going to ask my nephew today, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a TikTok star. Oh, fuck. Dude. Hey, something random just popped in my head that I did today. You know, I got to figure out exactly. There's some stuff on my mind, to be honest, that I just don't feel comfortable with, like, putting out there yet in terms of, like, how I'm feeling about certain things. Whether it be back home or back in Finland and stuff like that. And so as I think I've kind of been in a little bit of a funk, I could say, and partial, of course, because I'm not recording. But today on my way to the gym, first and foremost, going to the fucking gym is super important. A stagnant body is going to create a stagnant mind, and seeing like my dad and how he is right now with knowing what he's done the last like 10 years, 5 years, without really exercising, and the drinking habits and eating habits and et cetera, and what you're doing with your mind and who you're talking, but first and foremost, like the exercise is just important for mental health completely. So I got back in the gym this week. All of a sudden things just start working, feeling better. Funny how that works, right? No. But today on the way to the gym, I did something I haven't done in a long time. And I felt so fucking good after, and I still feel so good after it. So I implore you to try this. If you're in a funk, and maybe it'll just like come to you naturally. Maybe you got to force it. Now that I've thought about this, I'm going to try and force it every day at least. But while you're driving, next time you're in the car, bump some song that's like somewhat meaningful, that has meaningful lyrics that you truly relate to. And it can be sad, it can be happy, it can be whatever. And fucking sing that shit. Bump it, get it so loud you can barely hear yourself, and sing that shit as loud as you damn near can. Don't scream it, but sing that shit. Like, I don't know, there was some release that happened with it today. And the song was, as I said, it was meaningful, lyrics-wise. The song was the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Hey, hey, yeah. That shit. And dude, I mean, damn near yelling it, singing it. And it felt like my voice was doing good. And I got chills as I was doing that. And so I don't know, it's the connection of like getting, in the same way of like working out, you like get something out by like screaming or, like exerting whatever that is, like you're getting it out, and it felt fucking good today, bro. So I wanted to pass that on to whoever and also say it so I remember it, so that next time, I'm going to try it tomorrow too, see if I feel good. That song, Red Hot Chili Peppers, boy, I forgot about that. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Oh, one other thing that's kind of funny. In Finland, guys love to wear their beanies off of their ears. And what I mean by that is like this kind of. But the beanies are kind of set up so there's not this thing, but they just wear them. I have a ponytail right now, so it's not working. But they wear it so it doesn't cover their ears. And damn near everybody does. It's like a thing there. And I never understood it, and I kind of thought it was stupid while I was there. And I never did it while I was there because everybody does it. I'll admit, back home now, I wear my hat like that. And I think I've seen a couple dudes in Seattle wearing it like that, but it's like kind of more hip here. And I will admit it's kind of swaggy. And then also the other like American shock of being back home is in my gym we have a sauna. And Finns, don't get mad. I'm calling it a sauna because it does not deserve to be called a sauna. Because American saunas are fucking bullshit. Like, first off, I walk in there. There's a dude in there laying down, long sleeve shirt, long pants on, shoes on. And I'm like, oh, God. And then I sit there for a while, and it's not even hot. Like, wasn't even sweating. I thought to myself, like, dude, I could do my workout in here. And the thermometer said like 150 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. But I don't know. I did the conversion. I think in Finland they get it up to like 90, 80, 90, 100 Celsius, which is like closer to like 200 Fahrenheit, I think. So I was like kind of excited when I went to the gym and I asked them, hey, this gym has a sauna, right? They said, yeah. I said, okay, good. I went in that shit. And it has the little rocks. Like I could put some water on it, but there's no fucking little spoon thing to put it on. I've perfected my little water throw over the last 2 years, and I don't even know if I'll get to use it. So that's one thing. You Finnish motherfuckers will be proud of me, is I can't even step foot in the saunas here. And now in my mind, there is a distinction between a sauna and a sauna. Yeah. What else? Okay. Back in the USA, shocks. Like I said, it's been 2 months, so I've forgotten about some of this shit. Oh. Yeah, we got to talk about this. I know I've been gone for a while, and I came back. But what's the deal with the tipping for fucking everything? Everything. Like, I know the tip. I'm a fan, personally, of the tipping culture. Because you go to Europe, you go to places where tipping doesn't exist, the service fucking sucks. They don't care about you. You got to flag them down. You got to go up to them, do everything. Which in one way is nice, but in another way, it's like, I'd like to get some good service. the US, you get great service. It might be a little bit bullshit, but that's okay. But we are starting to tip on some shit that should not be tipped. I went to a Mariners game. I bought a hot dog at the vending stand. What is it called? The vendor. The hot dog vendor. This is a pre-made hot dog in a aluminum foil. He hands it to me, says it's $8. Okay, cool, card. Pay with the card. He flips the screen around to me to ask for a tip on the hot dog. I said, no tip, boy. I go get a beer at the Mariners game. The beer was $16 fucking dollars for a normal beer. It might have been a large. It might have been like 16 ounces, 20 ounces. Flips it around. The dude literally has to just, that's all he's doing there. He's in front of a one draft thing. All he's doing is doing beer. That's his job. He doesn't have to do anything else. Baseball games, you don't tip. When the price is fucking $16, you don't tip. You never have tipped at a baseball game. It doesn't fucking exist. This dude gives me my beer, pay with a card, flips the screen around. I'm like, dude, there's no way you're getting a tip on this. Like, huh? So I press no. He goes, are you fucking serious? He's like, you're the second person in a row to stiff me. He might not have said fucking. This was like my first week back, so I'm still in like awkward Finnish anti-small talk mode. So I don't even really know what he said, but I'm just assuming like whatever he says is going to be a positive thing. And so I just was like, huh? Like turned around and walked away. But I wanted to be like, hey, you fucking retard. You understand the beers are $16 here? You remember, 3 years ago you didn't have to tip for a beer at the baseball game? You understand how good of a job this is for you? Because you have 4 fucking teeth? Shut the fuck up, bro. You got a great job. Shut the fuck up. I wish I would have said that. I didn't tell him that, though. No. Oh. Trump 2024, baby. Talk about a reality TV show at its finest. If it's Trump versus Biden 2.0, we are the definition of insane. I think Trump will win. I think the only... I'm not going to talk politics long. Don't worry. Don't fast forward. Don't exit out, please. I think the only person who can beat Trump on the Dem side is Michelle Obama. I don't think anyone else in that. I mean, both sides are insane, but the Dems are even more out there. The only hope for the conservatives is DeSantis, and I think DeSantis would beat anybody, including Michelle Obama, on the left. I think Trump beats anybody on the left except Michelle Obama. And so I would prefer, for the sake of my country, I'd prefer DeSantis to run. For the sake of entertainment, Trump. Like, dude, if you're taking politics seriously at this point, then you're a fucking idiot. Like, just enjoy the show. Nothing really matters. Both wings are the same. What is it? Both wings are from the same bird. Understand that. It's all rigged. It's all a system. It's all a setup. The major donors donate to both sides. So no matter who wins, that they're in the pockets of that donor. So, just start looking at politics as what it really is. And that's acting and entertainment for ugly people. Because that's all it is. That's all these politicians are at this point. Just fucking ugly actors. And some of them are terrible actors. So, for the sake of watching people melt down, which also is becoming a fun thing to me, Trump Biden will be awesome. It'll be brilliant. I might have to come back to the States just to witness the insanity. Oh, I had my guy Umer. He said he was curious about the Finnish dating scene, and I responded to him, "What's that?" Because the Finnish dating scene doesn't really exist. It's kind of like, in my 2 years in Finland, I don't think I went on one date. Maybe you could, if you classify going on a walk as a date, then I did go on a date. But for the most part, it was like, I'll meet you out, or you're coming over for Netflix and chill. And then even the walks, for the most part, the walks could turn into you coming over for Netflix and chill afterwards. So like the dating scene there is fun in one way, kind of easy, you could say, in one hand, but also like, part of the fun is the chase a little bit, and so comparing it to being back home, I guess I've thought about it over the last few years. I wouldn't call myself a fuck boy, because I think fuck boy kind of implies that you're being untruthful. You're like feeding some bullshit to these girls to get them into bed and lying to them, basically. But I might have been a fuck man the last few years, where like I'm doing my thing, but I'm also keeping it real. So maybe that's just a real motherfucker, I guess. But the reason I say all that is because then when I get back home, it's like I think I have like I have a different Euro persona versus a back home persona. Well, also being back home, the app game here is atrocious. I don't know it must be a requirement, but I don't think hot girls are allowed on Hinge, and I don't even want to be on Hinge. Hinge is, talk about a waste of time. And you got to scroll through it. You got to think of something funny to say for a picture or a prompt, and then that might get ignored. Like, no shot. Bumble, bitches are full of shit. They'll match with you, not say anything. Or then, girls have the worst game possible. Girls have the worst game possible, except for fat black girls. Their game is next level. Fat girls do actually have really good game. They also give really good head because they've had to try their entire life. And then Tinder here, and so maybe I'm divulging too much information, but I've been pretty chill back home. I've been I'm kind of back to good guy Joey, you could say. More or less. Because girls are weird, bro. You got to be kind of an asshole, but you also have to be nice. Because like guys who are always assholes might be able to hook up with a chick, but they'll never be able to date a girl because they'll never be able to keep one long enough. At least in like a meaningful relationship. Might be toxic as fuck. Girls love that shit. Immature girls love that shit. But then the super nice guy, you might be able to date a girl, but you'll never be able to like hook up with one because that shit don't work. So you need that little bit of balance, Here's what I'm learning at 31. I'm 32. Never mind. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this one off right here. Maybe I'll I'll save some of this other stuff for next episode because I don't know if too much is going to happen in my life here in Issaquah in the next week that I'm going to have to report back on. So I'll save some of these ideas and jokes or wannabe jokes for next episode. Alrighty, good to be back. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the support. I should have said this in the beginning, but I guess I'll say it now. I took the website down for now because it was costing me like $40-$50 a month to host the website, and I wasn't making any sales. I wasn't putting any effort towards it. I don't know if the brand is dead. It's hibernating right now until I figure out exactly what I want to do and that kind of stuff with it. So you can't support but if you did want some kind of merch, I hate saying merch. If you wanted something, let me know though. We can figure it out. It'll all have to be one-of-one private message stuff, straight exclusive. So yeah. All right. Peace and much love. Holla.